Hey guys, this is Bec Cornthwaite and I wanted to talk to you today about the emotional guidance scale. And I just looked down because I've got my book here. I've been reading this morning and I've been reading some really interesting stuff, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And it's basically about being aware of our emotions and how we're feeling at the time and things like that. And a lot of people find that really difficult, and I'm definitely one of them, because sometimes I can sit here and I'm like, okay, how do I feel? And I'm like, I don't know. But I think the more you practice and the more you become aware and the more you read about it and the more you sort of, put time into thinking about it, the easier that it gets. Anyway, so I found out something really interesting. The emotional guidance scale. This is so interesting, and it's basically that there's a list of emotions, and there's 22 on the book that I've got, and the first one is joy. So it goes from joy right down to fear, grief, depression, despair, the worst sort of feeling in the world that we can have. Anyway, so what this was basically saying and teaching was that, when you have a bad day or something happens and you're angry or you're annoyed or you're this or you're that, and you have this idea in your head that, right, I've got to snap out of it, I've got to get out of this now, and I've got to be happy, and I've got to, put on a brave face and get over it and all that. And I think that's partly ourselves and partly society as well, because we want to see people who are happy and coping and life is great and things like that. But what this is saying is, why, we're trying to push ourselves too much. Like, the logical conclusion is not to go from despair and depression and things like that to joy, because that it's not really possible. Like, your body and your mind and your vibration in your body just can't go there. So it's saying, instead of trying to reach for something unattainable, go for something one level up. So out of these 22, for example, if you're feeling like discouragement. Okay, so let's go with discouragement. I'm feeling really discouraged because whatever it may be, my business has not produced what it should do in the last week, and so I'm really discouraged. And then you're sort of like, no, snap out of that, Bec, But in reality, what this emotional sort of scale is saying is, don't go to that. Go from discouragement to blame. Because then you'll go, hang on, that wasn't my fault. That was because the computer crashed and the marketing system went down, or Facebook wasn't doing what it was meant to do, or whatever it might be. So then you move to the next level. And when you go to that next level, like you go to blame, you inside yourself actually feel better, because now you're not discouraged. So you've actually, you've got relief from the discouragement, and you moved up a level to blame. And then once you've done blame, then you look at the scale and you go, okay, what's going to be coming next? And it's relief and joy in your life that you're going for. And that's what we all want. We're on this earth for a short time, and we don't want to be here like having a hard time. No one wants that. So this is a way of just being really aware of and not pushing yourself too much and accepting real life. This is real life. No one goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds flat. It doesn't happen. So it's just being aware of your emotions, of where you're at, and just giving yourself a little bit of space to go, hey, it's okay. I'm a bit discouraged today. These things happen, and you will naturally move into another phase. And that's the hard thing to remember sometimes, is that, we do move from emotions can be very rapidly. And, you know, 1 minute you're like, oh, this is so terrible. And then you could get a call at the door and it's like the best news you've had in a month. And suddenly you can be like, yes, everything's good. Life is great. You know, you can change very quickly. But what this is about is really being aware of yourself and the things that impact how you are feeling during the day and during the night and during your life. And, you know, and thinking about them and working out what they are and doing more of what makes you feel good, because that's how we all want to feel. So, yeah, guys, I thought I'd just share this with you. I thought it's very interesting how this whole, you know, guidance scale sort of works. And one thing I did read, which I'm just going to see if I can find. Yeah, so anger gives you a feeling of relief from revenge. So if you're feeling revengeful or something like that and then you move into anger, you feel relief from the initial feeling. So no longer do you feel revenge because you're now angry. And then blame gives you relief from anger. So you sort of move on the scale and you find out where you are. And yeah, it's about an awareness, I think. That's more what I'm trying to say, is just be aware. And I'm going to actually post below this video the exact scale, and if anyone's interested, because I just think it's quite interesting info, and I hope you do too. So have a wonderful day, guys, and I will talk to you really soon. See ya.